didn't say who was going to start talking and introduce.
And so none of us did. See, Hippolyta, well, now Thalassa, it's you.
In your face, Thalassa.
Well, all right. I'm
very charismatic.
That was the same thing as nose. Regardless. Hi everyone. How is it going out there in the wide world wide web? I'm doing great so far.
It's also a net. Across the entire world.
Is that what WWW means? World Wide Web.
Mind blown.
Melinoe's already learning so much.
1 minute in, and we've already accomplished so much.
Wow.
Hippolyta, you would have a bomb. I was prepared.
I mean, I have many things prepared. Just you wait.
That's because Hippolyta is the bomb.
.com to bring it back to the World Wide Web.
Perfect. Regardless, hello everyone tuning in. We are Vixens UnPlugged. If you clicked on us on accident, I suppose, now you know who we are. And we are here doing Vixens UnPlugged, where, I don't know, it just felt right. You know, everyone has been cooped up in their homes, wanting some social interaction. And we figured, why not just stream it? Because you can stream anything these days at this point. So here we are, just checking in on everyone out there. I guess we should start with you all. Hippolyta, how are you doing? How's life?
How am I doing? Am I surviving? Am I thriving? Is that what you're asking?
Precisely.
Well, I have a very large, delicious drink on this cold fall evening, and I shall snuggle it so close to my heart. And it's just so lovely to see all of your bright and shining faces. I have missed you so.
Well, cheers. Salut. Woo. All of you. What are we all drinking? That's what I want to know.
It is a very good question. Well, let's see. I'm having a beautiful mead. Little honey wine in my life. Oh. It's so tasty. It just smells of summer, of sunsets, and, you know, rolling down a hill with that you want to be enemies, but you can't help it. There's some sort of undercurrent of tension you just can't quite kick.
I'm getting as you wish vibes. As you wish.
That is the dream, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Melinoe, what are you drinking?
A healthy dose of water.
Oh,
yes.
a fantastic beverage.
Little what's it called? What is it called? You know, not dehydration, but the opposite of that. Hydration. A little hydrating drink. Jeez.
You're becoming undehydrated. Vixens undehydrated.
We're off to a good start.
I think Melinoe is handling quarantine the best.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, man. What are you having, Brizo?
So I decided, given the summer is ending and I love the summer, that I would have a mojito with very delicious Cuban rum. Ooh. So that's what's in my tankard this evening.
Great. I also am missing summer vibes. So I'm having a sex on the beach.
Seems apropos.
It's a favorite.
Yes.
You enjoy it immensely. Not enough of it this summer? Not enough?
Not nearly enough. If you know what I mean.
You know what I mean. I missed it. I missed the moment.
It's like a wave of
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
Well, a different question. How are we all handling like quarantine? Like, what is like the craziest thing you've done?
Ooh,
I also throw this to the chat. I'm just curious.
that's a good.
It's been a long time. We've all done some weird things. I think we might as well just own up to it and make a good story out of it.
I would love to hear from the chat. But Thalassa, what do you? What was your craziest thing?
So in the heat of the summer, that was the heat wave here in New York. I got an undercut. I just shaved it off.
You can hardly tell.
I know. Really dramatic. But I did. I shaved off a lot of my hair.
Oh my gosh!
Love it.
Ooh.
Let me tell you, why didn't I do this sooner? The number of years that I have performed at an outdoor Renaissance fair in the summer, in the heat, with hair on my neck. What a mistake.
Absurd.
Yes,
I could have done this.
I need this in my life. It's just too much.
I cannot recommend it. I wanted to do like the cool side shave, but I play with where my pot is. So like I love my little pigtails, but sometimes like if I need to be mysterious, I will like.
Sometimes one does need to be mysterious.
And so I didn't want to do the side shave because then you like commit to where your pot is.
It's true.
I just got rid of the bottom half of my hair.
I love the shape of it, the zigzags.
I wanted to do waves, but I wasn't.
Of course.
I don't trust that. That sounds like a lot. Next time.
It looks great. You know, you should dye it a color of some form. Perhaps.
You read my mind.
There's a color you could dye it that
Maybe like
may not.
Like pink?
a lavender or a
Or red.
red or a
An autumnal, indeterminate one that all go together, sort of like a coppery, bronzy, forged in a fire color, you know?
Selene is in our chat and she recommended blue. I think that's a great
blue.
Ooh, Hera will stab you in the face.
It depends on what shade of blue.
I've never done the whole like hair color, vibrant hair colors. And I have heard that blue is actually like.
Also, it gets on your sheets and pillows, I've heard.
It can. It is a challenge to get the blue to not look black is the real problem a lot of the time. Because I tried to have purple earlier quarantine, and it looked really purple only in direct sunlight for about 2 days, and then it was just like bye. So I gave up on that dream, but it would be really nice, though, I do think. Oh, but you know, I wish that I had thought of the undercut. Instead, I was just sort of like, it's the middle of summer and it's super hot, and I'm just going to, what is the common parlance for what it's called? A Donald Duck it all around my apartment.
I don't know that I know what Donald Ducking it is.
Well, you know, I like to put on my hat and my little vest, and I just frolic around.
I now have a guess as to what Donald Ducking may be. Oh, good. I'm gonna.
Although someone in the chat has recommended Overtone. Listen, I love Overtone. I've actually never used it, but I fully support it. Their ads are great.
It smells.
My hair is too dark to do the Overtone for brown hair. It won't look blue.
You'd be surprised.
This blue.
No, it won't come out like that. But I did do, unsurprisingly, red for brown hair, and you could see it. It worked. So again, it's sort of depending on the light.
Yes.
But it worked. You never know.
Oh, that was the thing with the purple. I looked like I sort of had like very dark brown, but not quite black hair. But you could tell it was purple in the light, but then it did wash out quite quickly. So it's back to normal at this point. But
I mean,
you know. No, you go ahead, Melinoe.
all I was going to say was sorry, let me interrupt once more and just say, if you did dye it blue and it didn't work, it's under here, so
It's true.
Toss the hair back and you're good to go.
That is true.
Wait, they've only heard what Thalassa has done. That was wild in these times.
Right. Okay, well, what about you?
Oh. So many things, if you know what I mean. Anyway, well, actually, I was, I didn't purchase this in this time, but I have used it in this time. Just my dearest, absurdly enormous Bowie knife.
Casually.
So, speaking of things that are wild, this has been fun.
I am obsessed with it.
This is why we have to be best friends, Brizo.
I have thought that for a bit. I said that.
Oh yes, look at that. Oh, it's just exquisite.
If you do want to cut your hair, I could come over with this.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No.
I think we need that as the next Vixen video.
You know what? I do it. For charity, you may cut my hair with that thing. I said here, it's not a lie.
I've actually, I have, not with this, unfortunately, but I have been cutting a lot of people's hair. My crew, who I'm quarantined with, anyone who needs a haircut, I've become the de facto hair cutter. I think because I just do have a lot of sharp, pointy things. Probably does it.
People really want a live stream haircut.
I'll do that. It's not look at this. Look, this is crazy town. Look. I don't need a shirt. I don't need to wear my vest and my hat, is what I'm trying to say. I would just need the hat. I could just frolic, be free. This is crazy. I volunteer.
You volunteer as tribute. What is the sign?
Well, what have you been up to, Melinoe? What are you doing that's nonsensical and silly?
Oh my God. Nonsensical and silly is one thing. I do have a crazy story though. And I guarantee you it is no word of a lie. I got stranded on an island this quarantine. Yep.
Yes.
For 2 weeks. I was stranded on an island in the water. Like the island was in the water, obviously.
As they are wont to do.
As they do. So it took a very long time to get off that island because there was a whole bunch of, it was a mess. I mean, the people on the island wanted me off, and the people that were in the mainland didn't want to come and get me off the island. So either swim or find another way out. Anyways, I did end up making it off. And then I got padlocked into a castle. Well, it looked like a castle, but legitimately padlocked into a castle.
I can't help but wonder, I wish you had called me to get you off that island with my ship. And also, I wish you had called Selene to get you out of that castle. You have a buccaneer and a knight at your disposal, Melinoe.
Yes,
here we are.
It's COVID times. I didn't want to bother you and make you have to
fair.
travel all the way. Yes,
We're all in quarantena. It's fair.
Next time I'll keep that in mind.
Now, I'm really good at busting through the red tape.
Perfect.
I believe that.
I feel like I would have stayed on the island. I would have just stayed on the island. Just
Forever.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the thing I miss the most is just the being outside and on a beach.
Yeah.
I did get to go to the beach recently, though. That was exciting.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was very unpopulated. It was quite cold actually, but I did get to go and it was so nice.
I had a similar situation. I also went to the beach right before everything was going to close up for the season, and there was no one there. And the sun wasn't really out. It wasn't freezing, but it was not the warmest of days. But what was really lovely about it was just, the breeze, and it just smelled nice, and just I got to stare at the ocean. But I mean, for you, that's a very emotional, like, homecoming situation for you.
Yeah.
I feel like you were about to break into song. Is that true?
I thought it did too. Instead,
what would it have been is what I want to know.
What song is it? What is your song of the summer as you burst into song in the ocean?
Yeah. Oh, that's that. You just have to go check out my Spotify playlist.
Oh, that's true.
That's right. I do.
Well,
I have loved.
Wait,
Wait, what did you say, Hippolyta? I didn't hear you.
my Spotify playlist is coming out on Friday.
Wow. You heard it here, folks. Spoiler alert. Hippolyta's playlist is dropping this Friday.
Wah, 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 wah. Wait, Hippolyta. I was going to say, what was Hippolyta's wild thing?
Oh, I already told you. It's the hat and the vest and the skipping about.
Yeah.
And then
Donald
ducking it, yes. And then, otherwise, it's sort of, hoarding baking supplies and punching bread into submission. That is my main takeaway. It's all about the snacks. You need to have your avocados for your guacamole. You need to have your lime popsicles to dip into your tequila. You need to have as many salty snacks as possible because, obviously we want to stay very hydrated. Our skin is going to look exquisite because we will not have any sunburns this summer. But you just got to keep hydrated, and then you need the salty snacks to sort of counteract.
Well, something I keep thinking about is that neither Melinoe nor I were able to perform in person with the Vixens this summer. And while it hurts my heart deeply, I'm also not mad about not getting the bodice tan line. I'm nervous about it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I feel like it's somewhat inevitable.
Fun little tidbit for you so you can prepare yourself / anyone that does not wear bodice frequently to a fair. You get a Wonder Woman W sort of, which is exciting for me, but for no one else. But yes, indeed, your cleavage makes a W, and when you tan, it will look like a W. Just pro tip, letting you in on that now.
It's like natural contouring.
Yes, natural contouring. You put your sunscreen on, you've got to get it in there. You've got to get down deep into your soul in order to keep this all even.
Gotcha.
That's fair.
You're going to get that one weird little stripe where your shirt moved over and your strap wasn't in the right spot, and you'll be like, why? And it's just going to happen. But, you'll look so beautiful and glorious in photographs. That's definitely true.
It will be such a glow.
Burnished.
There is a question that was asked in the chat a wee bit ago. So circling back, I want to bring it up because I'm so curious about everyone's answers. If you were stranded on an island with one beverage, what would it be?
Oh.
Am I allowed to say? Am I allowed to say sex on the beach, or do I have to pick one thing?
That's a question. Is a mixed drink considered one beverage?
Yeah.
I would assume.
I want to ask the person that asked the question.
Clarification on your question, gentle person.
Have to bring mixers, and those would be separate beverages.
We can include cocktails and mixed drinks. You can be one thing. That's fine. Okay, great.
Also, are we assuming this island is in, for example, the Caribbean? In which case, is it warm? because it's going to change my answer if
That's
we're
very-
in Newfoundland. No?
Or PEI. Very cold.
Very cool.
It's Prince Edward Island.
There
Yes.
you go. I
Mm.
was like, I didn't know, and then I was like, oh no, I know that. We need more clarifications.
No, you know what? I could give both, honestly.
Oh, the island, we get to choose the island too.
Ooh.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, I'm just on the beach drinking sex on the beach for the rest of my life.
You know, I'm really feeling this summer what I wanted to be my drink of summer would be a pomegranate margarita.
Ooh.
Quite delicious. It sort of cuts, sometimes when the lime is a little too sharp, it cuts it without being too sweet. It's to die for.
Interesting. I would have to go with a gin smash, which, I actually don't know what's in it other than gin.
And
I think
smash.
Smash. It's a smashing good drink. That's for sure. It's got like lemon and lime and sugar, probably. I think that about covers what I taste.
Excellent.
I think, first and foremost, I would either choose the island of Cuba or the island of Tenerife in the Spanish Canary Islands, which is my home. And the drink, which is interesting, I've recently discovered this drink. I made it myself. It might have a name, I don't know. But it's basically a margarita, except that instead of tequila, you use whiskey. And so I basically it was whiskey, fresh lime juice, and jugo de tamarindo, which is tamarind juice. So it was like a tamarind whiskey margarita with a little bit of simple syrup. And it's so refreshing, but also full-bodied, which I tend to like, if you know what I mean. So it's got a little bit of everything. And that's what I would have.
I don't think I've ever had a whiskey drink with tamarind in it. I think I've had a rum drink with tamarind in it.
Also a great combination and more classic.
I'm very intrigued by this because I do enjoy whiskey. It's not my fave, but that sounds delicious.
It does.
I think it's also, it can be a transition drink. I think I can bring it into the fall,
For sure. Yes. Hey, winter, spring,
any time of year.
around.
Any time of year.
Any time of year. Any time of day. But I think post-COVID, we should have like a little mixed drink competition. Not competition, but yeah, like a little a tasting, a wine tasting of drinks.
That'd be fun.
A wine tasting is drinks.
When brings their gets crazy with it. Tasty. Soon it will be hot chocolate weather. That is the plus side of it getting cold. Is that it will be hot chocolate weather soon.
And hot cider. I love hot cider.
And then
Can I tell you?
go on.
Melody made some apple cider, and I feel some type of way about it.
Scratch?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to be part of this.
Don't we all?
I invited.
She told me via parchment.
Carrier pigeon?
Sure. Yes.
Also,
What?
I'm in the mood. I'm ready for mulled wine season. That's a favorite. So if we're going to do cider with Melody, I'll bring some mulled Rioja.
Perfect.
Oh, I know. Frankly, when it gets cold, so fun fact, I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't like hot chocolate if it's not like thick and creamy, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, but then I get a tummy ache, so it's not worth it. But I drink tea like it is my job during the winter months because it is.
Do you have a favorite?
What a favorite tea?
Yeah.
Gossip.
Gossip tea. Ha.
That took me a moment. It did.
Thank you.
You go spill any of it for us right now?
Would you like to spill your tea?
The tea I spilled was Melite's making cider. That's the tea.
I did enjoy that piece of hot goss. It is true.
It's literally hot cider, hot goss.
No, but for really, I will start a day with green tea, or matcha, and then because you've been asleep, you don't need like oodles of caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
You just need something to get you going, and then when the afternoon slump hits, is black tea. I have this chai concentrate.
Ooh.
Wow, is really all I have to say. And I just do like a splash of it. It's amazing. And then I end the day with chamomile tea.
Ooh.
It also has lavender in it, Melinoe. You would enjoy it.
I'm sure I would. Chamomile is delicious. Sounds like a very well organized.
It's a system that I've built over years. Because I used to try to make coffee work. I do like coffee; it's delicious, but it's just a lot. So
You drink less of it.
You and I would not do well.
And it would just like
I'm like a full cafe person, which is espresso, right? So it's and I do a double before I go to bed. So you and I may or may not share caffeine levels. No, I don't know what it is. I think maybe not all Spanish children, but certainly I was raised on cafe. And so literally I would have a little bit before bed as a treat, like from my parents and my grandparents. And so I still do that. It still calms me, it like relaxes me, which is wrong on so many levels, but it works.
Interesting. I would love to smell everyone's coffee and you all get to drink it yourselves. I will sit over here. It smells so lovely, but then it tastes like burnt dirt.
Like hot bean water, which is what it is.
Hot bean water that's been put in the dirt and then put back into a bag and then shipped across the ocean.
Not to be confused with hot leaf water.
No.
Which also
it's quite similar. I'm not the biggest tea drinker. I do enjoy a peppermint tea. I have a fancy one that's got flowers all over the packaging. I think they pretend it is verbena tea. Just tastes like flowers, and that's nice too. But otherwise, get to hydrate, everyone. Water.
Hibiscus tea is delicious.
How do you feel about like herbal teas? In the chat, we've got some herbal tea lovers.
Yes.
I think herbal tea is lovely. Oh, I'm getting a visitor. Hello, everyone.
Oh, hello.
Come to say hello. He likes to be involved. My battle cat right here. No, herbal teas are lovely. Although I find if you buy like a sampler pack, there's always going to be that one rogue tea that no one will ever drink and it will sit into your cupboard for the next 5 years until you feel bad about it. And then you ask yourself the question, does tea expire? The answer is sort of. And they're still there.
It gets less potent over time.
That's what she said.
Thank you. Thank you. I was waiting. I was like, someone knock it down. No, I was going to say, and I don't know if it's considered an herbal tea, but I love hibiscus tea. And it's supposedly very good for your heart, for heart health. So hibiscus, it truly brews into like a bright pink liquid. Super fun. And it has like a naturally sweet flavor. I love it. Highly recommend.
Ginger tea is delicious. And if you make it yourself, so you can take like a ginger root, and like peel it and cut it really thin, and then throw it in some water and boil it, put a little bit of honey, and it is so good.
I do ginger, but with turmeric. I make a turmeric tea.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Don't do that, Hippolyta.
I have no choice. I'm now an evil villain. I'm like faces.
So turmeric has a wealth of benefits, but one of them is it's really good for like inflamed muscles. And so whenever I'm sore after working out at Atlanta, I will make it, and it literally like the next day I feel totally fine. It's awesome.
You know what's a good, like, nice fall drink too is heating up milk of whatever type, and turmeric, and then the little peppercorns. Peppercorns, and then honey, and a little bit of ginger. But then you just stir it all up, and it is so good. It's really good.
That sounds fun. So warm.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
What is everyone's preferred type of milk?
Ew.
Almond.
See, I can't have regular milk either.
But I love the discussion of what type of milk.
It's interesting. I have not found a substitute that I particularly care for that works like in baking. And I can have milk if I have baked it into something, but I cannot have it if it's not cooked. In some way, it just does not agree with me. No matter what sort of magical potions that you might take, it does not work. So I have not found one that I had particularly liked. I have tried the almond, which was fine. I tried the oat, which was weird. And I think that might have been... I think that was enough for me. I was like, I do not need $6 milk, $6 doubloon milk in my house. I don't drink enough of it as it is. So, but I'm curious if there's a particular kind someone likes. I will try it.
I am partial to almond, and you've already sort of knocked that one out. But I particularly like a homemade almond milk. I just find it's not hard to do. You literally crush up almonds with water and let it sit for a while and then drain it, and it's almond milk. But I like the nutty flavor. The problem is I have a lot of people in my life who are allergic to nuts. And so it's hard to have around, you know.
Why you go with oat milk? Oh, I will die on this hill.
You will proselytize for oat milk.
Is where it is at. It tastes like the milk at the bottom of your like sugary cereal. And
That's true.
It's so good. It's such a good sweetener for like drinks. I can't bake, so I don't know what to tell you about baking. Not my world. But wow, it's incredible. And actually, fun story about how I discovered it. I was getting some sort of beverage at a cafe, and they were like, what kind of milk do you want in it? And I was like, oh, well, what kind of milk do you have? Because who knows anymore? And they were like, do you want oat milk in it? And I was like, I don't know what that is. And he goes, it's that new stuff. Except he didn't say stuff. He said a different S word.
Oh.
And I was like, well, you're selling it so well. I must try it now. And so he gave me a little like espresso shot of the oat milk. And I have never looked back. It is...
You know, I think that the comparison to being the milk at the bottom of your cereal bowl after like all of the Lucky Charms are gone is very accurate, which was sort of the thing. To drink it by itself, we're like, whoa, that's luck candy. It's not what I was expecting it to taste like, I suppose. So that was why I prefaced it with, it was weird. It was not what I expected. It doesn't taste exactly like milk to me, but that you are correct. That is exactly the type of milk flavor you're going to get.
Which is why it's so good for like coffee or putting in tea. Like it's good as a sweetener.
Also, it does have sugar, doesn't it? When you sort of purchase it, does it?
I think you can probably. I mean, if it's anything like almond milk, you could probably get it sweetened or
unsweetened.
Unsweetened.
I would offer to go check.
unnecessary, really.
I don't think it's
Once, can you get the pumpkin spice oat milk? Is that an option?
what?
Is that a thing? Can you do that?
Probably.
I mean,
Everything comes in pumpkin spice.
you can get weird almond milk flavors and weird soy milk flavors. I'm just curious if the oat milk also comes in pumpkin spice, which I do not care if it is basic. I like pumpkins and I like spices. And
Delicious.
why do people hate on nutmeg and cinnamon, jerks? Who doesn't like cloves? Come on now.
Cloves.
It's just tasty.
I also have a bit of a suspicion that basic is just what women like. So I'd like to destroy basic. Just say if you like it, great.
Yeah,
You like
it. It's not like you're hating on something.
True.
You know, you like something. Good.
People like to yuck people's yums, and none of that.
Except Uggs. They're terrible.
I would agree with that. But if you like Uggs,
Then you should wear them. But
go on with your bad self. You know?
they just look so sweaty at all times, no matter what kind. Either the little boot Uggs or the little clogs. Like, no. My feet will just be swimming in the ocean at all times.
It also feels like you're
That is
walking on
an
the
ocean I do
moon.
not want to swim in.
No, it's not that's not a delectable ocean.
He really wants to be a part of this show.
This
He
is
will not go away. He's just
doing
like,
so well.
oh, he is my sweet baby. He just wants to be a part of things. He knows when things are being filmed and he immediately inserts himself into it.
He's ready for his spotlight. His
Ooh, he is a handsome boy. It's going to be his sweet 16 coming up. It's true, he is an elder statesman of a kitty.
We should
So-
invite him on stage at some point to play some of the female roles in Shakespeare. I think he would
he'd
do a
do it.
lovely job.
He just would like to be snuggled the whole show. But yes, he's for his super sweet 16. I need to get him like a chariot, and he's got to get a sweet ride, and a cake that looks like him, made out of tuna. And what else would I need for his super sweet 16?
He needs a cake.
a birthday bonnet,
Oh yes, he does like cats. Well,
salmon, catnip. Have you? Oh, bugger! I'm gonna forget what it's called.
the best cat comes from the Maryland Renaissance Festival that I have found. They sell it inside of little dragon wings, and he gets so excited.
Maryland is one of my favorites. And I know that I haven't performed as a vixen, but I have attended as a patron. And I love the Maryland Renaissance Fair.
It is a beautiful place. I have seen the Vixens there many times, and so has my dear cousin, who is a pirate. She has seen the Vixens there as well. She looks very much like me, but she wears
I
red.
wonder if I know your cousin. I might.
It's possible, you might. You know, you little darling. My cousin would love your outfit, Brizo. She would be wearing it, absolutely.
Thanks.
You're so fabulous. Fabulous.
One day, the public will actually see this outfit
Right?
in person. It'll be a revelation.
One again, it has been in retirement for a bit.
That's true.
It's been hiding away.
What is the thing you're looking forward to most about performing live? Do you know yet? Have you thought about it?
people.
People.
Just human beings.
Human beings. Yeah.
Human interaction.
No joke.
No, honestly, it's sort of an extension of that answer, but the VITs, the Vixens in training, and inaugurating more VITs, and just, the little ones. I'm excited to meet them all.
I miss the or I should say I'm looking forward to again the having to figure out how we're going to make it work on that stage. Because we rehearse our shows in down to the second, and live applause. Yes.
Live applause.
That would be that. Making a joke and then getting crickets is, let me tell you, there's a reason a lot of like late night show hosts are like doing some hard pivots through the mediums. But regardless, but yeah, we spend so much time hammering out every moment of our shows. And then we get to the fair and it's like, oh, there's a hole on the stage. Well, I guess we need to figure this out. And things have to change. Or it's like, oh, this stage is 6 feet off the ground. I guess we can't just jump into the audience because it's going to be awkward getting back up. Like, and just finding all of those weird ways of adjusting the show. It's so cool. It keeps the shows from getting boring, especially when you do it the whole season, because you're always having to find new ways to go about it. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I'm excited for that challenge.
It's also the fun of that every time you get to do a show with a different vixen, it's a completely different show. And everybody's jokes, and you could do the same joke, and they're going to be like, what did you just say? And there's a completely different energy. I'm like, oh dear.
There was something I was thinking about that today when I knew that we were all going to be sort of here together. I was like, maybe I could ask the chat, because there's so much to our shows that are innuendos specific to our characters. And I realized very quickly that my life as a pirate does lend itself, I mean, land ho, if you know what I mean, batten down the hatches, if you know what I mean. And yet I want more. And I was like, if the chat has suggestions for any or all of us of, for me, pirate innuendos are welcome. Send them to me on the Book of Face. Send them to me wherever you will. I want them.
I second that. But like lavender or ghost, or not pirates, because it's not my expertise. But
you have opened the floodgates, if you know what I mean.
Oh yes,
I might. I usually do, if you know what I mean.
Wow, we've got salty sea dogs.
Oh, I love that.
We've got someone saying a dangerous request, but
dangerous request.
I own this. I live dangerously.
I mean, do you want to get your hands on some booty?
Always.
Someone says plunder your booty.
Plunder. What a great
Hoist the
word.
mainsails. Ones that I've done have been like, which I can happily bequeath to you.
Oh. You'd share some innuendos.
I loved. He has a big ship, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Motion of the ocean.
Oh yes.
Although, have you ever played the game? Because I used to, I would spend entire like chariot rides to these other fairs doing just like picking a theme of like books. Go come up with, if you know what I mean. Moby Dick, if you know what I mean. Like
Pride and Prejudice, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that works. Sense and Sensibility, if you know what I mean.
New Moon.
Or really, Good Night Moon, if you know what I mean.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh no, that has ended me. I am ended.
Sorry, my bad.
I am slain.
oh man.
Wait, so we need spooky ones? We need spooky ones for Melinoe? Is that what we need?
Please.
Spooky innuendos.
I mean, it's Halloween is coming. And, oh yes, there's definitely. I'm very...
Spooky innuendo.
Johnny? Is that like
What'd you say?
it's Johnny, like from The Shining.
No.
I'm sorry.
Something about that being said in the Queen's English, just like, what are we talking about?
It's like a slight question mark at the end.
Well, I almost like did the full like it's Johnny's situation. And I was like, that's going to be very intense on a screen.
I'm sorry we missed it, but also glad.
Also, all work and no play. You could do an all work and no play makes someone a dull something. I don't know. It feels long.
All work and no play. What's that from?
Isn't that also from The Shining? Might be.
To be fair, The Shining scared me.
7 hours to watch that film.
So I think you might have to go down the path of, he had to dig his own grave.
Ooh, clean out the cobwebs. That's good.
Oh, clean out the cobwebs.
Perfect. I'm going to steal
that was our chatbot that did that, but or chat mod. I don't know words. I'll commune with your spirit.
Ooh. Okay.
This is truly just us using our fan base to do our jobs, and I don't feel bad about it.
How about you really read his palm?
Ooh.
Oh, I feel like. Oh, crap. I had a good one on the tip of my tongue, and I don't know.
There's something about a crystal ball. I know there's something about a crystal ball.
There's something also like hocus pocus and like pinch. Hocus poke me.
Hocus poke.
I think we have a winner.
Oh, hocus poke me.
That's great. That's
joyful.
Gosh.
Trick or treat.
Pardon?
Trick or treat.
Oh, that's
Trick or
perfect.
treat, if you know what I mean. Yes.
Perfect. That one would go right over the VIP. Pardon?
Bring out your dead.
Bring out your dead.
Oh, some of these are going to be problematic, aren't they?
Oh,
Fine. Just say if you know what I mean. No one will know. It's fine. Just go until they try to stop you. They may never. We've already had that discussion today.
Joe just goes on and on and on and on. The sun sets, the moon
I'm
rises.
still saying
Still
innuendo.
on the stage.
That sounds like a dream.
Wow, there's a lot. There's a lot. But did we switch to Hippolyta?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
What sort of, if you know what I mean, are you looking for? Or do you like?
I mean, so I am an Amazon, so it's a lot of like being strong and crushing things with my body parts and like my fists. My fists. My broadsword is double-fisted. We know this. Mine. But no, I would love some suggestions of what sort of beefcakey things I could say.
Well, I was thinking of your last name is Batlith, right? So I was like thinking something like take me to your battleground. Something along those lines.
It's true. Today is a good day to die. Is your forehead ribbed for my pleasure? That's too far. I've gone too far. I apologize.
Is it?
We talked before we went live about almost extreme, if you know what I means. And if mine's okay, I think yours is okay.
Well, you know.
Someone has recommended I'll pick you up and I'll put you down.
That's very true. Well, you see, Atalanta is all about the cardio, and I am definitely all the strength training.
Yes.
Did you need both to be a well-rounded person?
Or just lots of cookies if you want to be just a well-rounded person.
Another option.
Winter is coming.
I need the insulation to get through. It's too cold. I will work on my biceps as I put the cookies in my mouth.
Lift the cookie jar.
It's a balance.
I've also seen that with a bottle of wine. No, just
true. You do squats with it and then pour it down the throat. You cannot skip leg day. It's very important.
Very important. I'm trying to think of other. Hippolyta, yours is difficult.
I know. It's very.
See, I get like 3 words in my head, and they're not 3 connected words, so it doesn't make a full sentence.
The punchline. We can get you.
It's true. Work backwards.
Something about like pounds.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
get
Like-
pounded
Pound
or pounds.
I was
or
thinking
pounded.
that, pounded. That works too.
I've got a pound. I need those sick gains.
The chat has recommended don't skip leg day.
That is true. That is one of my. I love to tell everyone that. It's very true. Never skip leg day, everyone.
We have
That little.
lift.
Oh, dost
How even lift?
thou even?
Dost thou even live? Oh,
That's right. It's very important. You have to take care of yourself, especially in these times. It is very difficult to be motivated to get up. Everyone is used to sitting. All of your firm buttocks are going to atrophy, so you've got to get up. You've got to do some squats, do some side lunges, do some.
we mustn't have atrophied buttocks.
No, you do not want your butt to atrophy. Your tights will not fit properly, and then be sad.
Yeah.
It's just.
I will do push-ups with you. I think also there might be something with like I'll push you up
Or I'll pump you up.
Never mind. No, I'm gonna leave
Also, I was thinking of hammers. Hippolyta, I don't know what your weapon of choice is, but do you like hammers? Are hammers a thing?
Oh,
Let's get hammered.
I love hammers. I had a beautiful hammer once. Her name was Vera, and she was so lovely, and she made such a satisfying sound, and she would just like clop right on the head. But unfortunately, she've been parted for some time. But I know in my heart there will be another weapon that I will love just as much. It will happen again. You will find that one. Just because you loved and you have lost them, it doesn't mean you did not love at all. You still had that love. They helped shape and allow you to grow. But I need something in my fist, just
I need something in my fist, if you know what I mean.
the Hippolyta Batless story.
I don't know how much time we have left, but I feel like we at least need to get some for Thalassa. Although there is some crossover between Thalassa and myself. Even
That's
so.
true. Well, I guess we could ask for specifically like mermaids or specifically superhero
Yes.
esque, if you know what time means, because we have a few minutes left. Might as well.
Yes. Maybe who wants some tail?
Ooh, I was going to say, it's easy to do the superhero ones. I've got like up and away. My spidey sense is tingling. Those are relatively easy, but mermaids are hard.
Mermaids are hard. I like tail. I like bringing tail into the mix.
Yes. Something about
They're becoming.
Maybe you want to be part of your world.
Part of your world. I want to be part of your world. That's earlier when you were going to sing Thalassa, I truly thought it was going to be I was like waiting for it.
Love mermaids. I am part mermaid. I have a shell phone, but Ariel can just go do something else with her time.
First.
That is the tea. That is the tea.
That is the tea.
But she's not a child anymore.
Full-blown TED talk about it. It's just essentially while people are typing, if you know what I mean, it's about mermaids. Essentially, I am just like really over this spoiled little brat who is not appreciating the fact that she has a single father who's working and trying to run an entire country while raising 9 other daughters all by himself. And she's just like, no, Dad, I don't like you. And I just don't care about that.
Controversial opinions. I love it.
I'm out of my drink. So again, sassily end.
Positive.
I feel there's some sort of scales of justice situation that you could get into.
What are you seeing in the chat? What is the chat offered?
Happening stuff.
There's been some good stuff. A whale of a tale. Fathom the deep.
Yes.
Which,
fathom your deep. Can't even fathom my deep.
Triton. Yes. Triton. Grade A father figure. He gives me the bends, if you know what I mean. Ooh, how long can you hold it when you dive under? That's.
I mean, if we're going down like a swimming metaphor, canst thou do the breaststroke?
Oh.
Breaststroke.
That was where my head was going with Melinoe and the crystal ball. I was something about stroking a crystal ball. I don't know what it is, but there's something there.
Something there.
Someone has also said that there's something, and I agree, there's something about the slippery mermaid. Something slippery. I agree. I don't know what it is. I will say, as a final hoorah, do not know how I've never thought of this before. Slippery when wet. There it is.
Slippery when wet.
That's what I say when it's raining. Anyway, grand finale. Motorboat.
Motorboat.
Don't know why I've never thought of it before.
Motorboat.
There it is.
So, there it is. There it is.
Those people too. It's like,
and I guess on that note, thank you to everyone for tuning in, for giving us these incredible, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Gifts. Just gifts.
This
Beautiful gift.
we really had zero plan coming into this stream. We just wanted to hang out and just talk and see what sort of happened with this stream when there's less structure involved in our very structured performance. And bodices.
You're structured.
They're very structured.
Quite structured.
But yeah, this was a lot of fun. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you are able to send us just the tip, if you know what I mean, you can hit us up at Vixens UnPlugged on Venmo. Follow us, tag us, all the usual things you do when you watch a stream. And I guess that's it.
Love you all.
Fantastic. Thank you all for joining.
Besitos.